Cynthia Dane founded Recipes for a Reason. After her husband died of cancer, she has developed a line of healthy, clean soups that are great to go for those fighting cancer and for people who just want to live a healthy lifestyle. Cynthia, welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So as we mentioned there in that initial blurb from your website, Recipes for a Reason was inspired by your late husband, Kendall. Can you tell us about Kendall and what his battle with cancer did to inspire you to begin Recipes for a Reason?
Oh, bad memories. He was diagnosed in 2015, and he passed in 2016. And it was a late stage, so pancreatic cancer diagnoses don't have a really good outcome. Yeah. So we went through, he wasn't going to do anything. You know, people either decide they're going to go through chemotherapy and treatment and do everything they can to try and fight it. And then some people say, I'm not going to do anything. It is what it is, and it's my time. And I think you never know what kind of person you're going to be until you actually have to face that. So he was initially not going to do anything. And I think he ended up doing chemo and radiation just for me, just for his family, to see what he could do to extend his life. What they call a cancer journey is really a nightmare, and anyone who's been through that experience can tell you it's a nightmare. And I'd be willing to bet that there are very few of your listeners who have not been touched by cancer, either themselves or a loved one or a friend of a friend. Everyone knows, almost everyone knows someone who has had a cancer experience. So this is something that's everywhere. But when it hits you very personally, it's very difficult to live with.
So Recipes for a Reason, it's a healthy food product line and has also some ingredients that you talk about on your website also, and a lot of really helpful information. Your four really pillars there are nutrition, taste, convenience, and health. So can you explain to us where that motivation came to form Recipes for a Reason and begin to help people live a healthier lifestyle and learn how to do so in the process?
When you're sick, you don't always like to eat a lot. And I've always been really healthy. And when I was being a caregiver, there was nothing that was clean enough on the market that was up to my standards, that was clean enough and nutritious enough. And to be able to pack a lot of nutrition into a small space. So that's why I decided to develop my own. I think we have a mindset in America that you wake up in the morning and you say, what do I want to eat? As opposed to saying, what does my body need me to eat to be healthy? So that track of I want to eat healthy, because that's one of the few things that you can control to prevent disease, and specifically to prevent cancer. They say, I think the statistics are like 80% of cancers are lifestyle related. So if you eat healthy and you exercise, your chances are much slimmer. And people worry about threats like dying in an airplane crash or being struck by lightning or being in an automobile accident. But nobody goes to the grocery store and thinks, if I buy this and eat this food every day, I'm going to have cancer 20 years from now, because it's not an overnight thing. Your body grows cancer over a very long period of time. So to say to yourself every day, I'm going to try and eat healthy is not always easy to do, but it's the best thing you can do to be able to control the outcomes of the rest of your life. So eating healthy means you have to eat healthy every day. You can't just say, I'm going to eat healthy on Monday or on Monday to make up for what I ate over the weekend and go from there. You kind of have to eat healthy every single day and make good food choices, which our lifestyle these days, being so busy, is very difficult to do. So there needed to be something I felt on the market that was convenient to use. So I have these individual servings. You can pop it in a pan of warm water, or if you prefer, you can put it in the microwave. It's ready to go. It's nutrient dense. I pack as much vegetable and fruit into this little small space as I can. It's easy to digest, and it's a comfort food. Soup is a good comfort food.
We're joined by Cynthia Dane, the founder of Recipes for a Reason, joining us on the MegaCast. Their website, r4r.health. That's r4r.health. The 4 is the number 4. R, the number 4, r.health. Their website for Recipes for a Reason. And so, Cynthia, there are plenty of quote-unquote health food lines that are produced in Michigan, that are produced all throughout the U.S. and around the world, that are selling a product, claiming it's healthy, and it may be. In many cases, it is. For your line specifically, for these soups and these other products that you sell, what sets them apart from other quote-unquote health foods and those other foods that people may be finding at their local market every day?
First of all, in order to use the word health on your packaging, there are FDA standards. So you have to meet certain standards for certain vitamins and a certain amount of fiber that's in the foods. So mine meet those standards. That's why I'm allowed to use that word health. There are fortunately a lot of better products on the market than used to be, but you have to read labels. You have to make sure that there aren't ingredients that you can't pronounce. The thing that I believe separates my product is that it's all whole foods, it's all natural ingredients, and we look at trying to get enough vitamins and minerals and fiber. It's not a lot of broth with a little bit of vegetables like some soups are. It's a ton of vegetables and fruits, and then broth is the secondary ingredient. We do make our own broth with our own stock, with 13 vegetables and spices and herbs. Normally a stock is carrots, celery, onions, and minimal amounts of vegetables, but we pack as much into the stock and we pack as much into the actual soup as we can.
We're joined by Cynthia Dane, the founder of Recipes for a Reason, joining us on the MegaCast and also on your website at r4r.health. You have a link to ingredients, which lists really all the ingredients that you have and you regularly use in your soup products that are also available on your shop, on your website also. So what's the motivation behind the educational elements of this? Because it's one thing to sell healthy products, to meet those FDA standards, to put health on your product and claim your product is a health product, but to provide that education on specific ingredients, why is that so important for consumers to learn exact specifics about where their food comes from, but also what benefits certain ingredients or certain foods can have in their nutrition?
When you look up, I mean, if you Google something like foods that fight cancer, there are specific things in specific vegetables, like cruciferous vegetables, like garlic, onions, leafy greens. There are specific things that studies have been done on to specifically fight cancer. So mushrooms are very high, good for your immune system, and specific mushrooms are better for certain types of cancer. So if you know that, not only are you eating fresh and you're eating as local as you can, but you know that this specific food is helping towards fighting a specific disease, then you're farther along the road to being healthy.
We're joined by Cynthia Dane, founder of Recipes for a Reason, joining us on the MegaCaster website, r4r.health, r4r.health. That's lowercase r, the number 4, lowercase r.health. For more information, find the ingredients with a list of information as well on what each of these ingredients do to provide that extra bolster to your nutritional regimen, as well as their shop, where you can shop for a number of different soup products right there from their website, directly helping this Michigan business. And so, Cynthia, for those that may be interested in your Recipes for a Reason soups, are there places locally where viewers or listeners would be able to buy these products, or is it specifically on your website?
Currently, it's at the Health Mart in downtown Milford. It's at the Fresh Collective Market in Berkeley, and it's at Market Square in Bloomfield. So I'm just kind of starting my marketing process to get into local facilities.
Well, it's clearly reaching the community and spreading out throughout the community too, into different places, and so the greater access to these products. Certainly great for your business, but also great for our communities as well. We're joined by Cynthia Dane, founder of Recipes for a Reason, joining us on the MegaCast. Their website, r4r.health is their website with more information on the ingredients in their soups, other soup products themselves, as well as some helpful information and links to articles on a number of different health topics and different resources you can go to learn more and take advantage of this information that they've done some research on and that they have provided to you so that you can make informed decisions about your health. Cynthia, just a few more minutes with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else at this time that would be important for our audience to know about R4R Health or any other topics we haven't discussed today that you'd like to discuss?
The soups are organic, vegan, dairy-free, soy-free, gluten-free, and nut-free because we process in a nut-free facility. And I have been amazed at the number of people. The reception to these soups is very good. You say it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that, and people immediately, or a lot of people will wrinkle their nose and say, it probably doesn't taste good. My chef is amazing. These soups taste really good. And for all the people out there who are trying to eat healthy, this is a convenient way to do it. And there are a lot of people out there trying to change. There are a lot of people trying to eat healthy. And, if you look at, it's kind of not like eating eggs, which are good for you today, not good for you tomorrow. Eat part of it, eat the whole thing. Milk is good today, maybe not tomorrow. But when you look at all the lists of foods that are good for fighting cancers and other diseases, with ingredients that are high antioxidant, high anti-inflammatory, that list is pretty consistent. So you've got your garlic, your onions, your leafy greens, your cruciferous vegetables, your berries, your stone fruit. That's pretty consistent list. And incorporating just a little bit of those ingredients in your daily menus just will really make a difference in your life.
And so just to take a step back to your products themselves, organic ingredients that you mentioned you have a great chef that has put together these really tasty recipes that are healthy but also are going to be very enjoyable for those that consume these products. For you and for your chef, as you were devising these recipes, what goes through your head in that process to put these healthy foods together in a way that makes them still be enjoyable for those that are consuming them? Because I would think for so many people that are transitioning into a more healthy lifestyle, particularly on the nutrition front, or for those that are continuing to live a healthy lifestyle, one of the greater challenges would be employing healthy foods into their nutrition, but also making it tasty and making it an enjoyable experience, because that is part of the joy of food.
We take my chef is Laura Ramito, and she sells High Five salts. Her specialty is making sure that all of your senses are satisfied when you eat something. So you're salty, you're sweet, you're sour, you umami, and there's one more. I can never remember the fifth one. There's one more. So I give her the basic ingredients to start with, and then she makes it taste good. So we have 4 soups currently in production, and we're about to do the 5th, which is a roasted Brussels sprouts. You say Brussels sprouts to people, and a lot of people don't like them. So we've used roasted Brussels sprouts, a good cruciferous vegetable, and we've added pears and pepitas. So you've got a little bit of crunch there, you've got a little bit of sweetness, and you've got the basic cruciferous vegetables. And when you roast Brussels sprouts, if you cook them correctly, they're sweet, they're yummy, yeah. They're yummy. So we look at what are the basic ingredients from the lists of cancer-fighting foods. I call it my cancer-combative cuisine. And then she'll add the right spices, the right proportions to make it taste fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Again, their website, r4r.health. We're joined by Cynthia Dane, founder of Recipes for a Reason. Cynthia, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Tyler, for having me.